Hello and welcome back. Before we start, look how cute, look how pretty these flowers are. I love flowers. Anyways, so I am a teacher, I'm a vocal teacher, and currently I have a little break before I have my next student. So I wanted to go on a little walk and do this cute little video that I love to do. And it's so funny. I feel like every time I film these videos, it's raining. Which honestly I don't mind. Which is kind of funny. Anyways, I wanted to talk today about surrendering to God and asking for what you need or what you want. As I realized that I had a break today from at my job, I realized it was such a cool way that I actually got this job. So I don't have any degree. The only thing I really have to make me, I guess, qualified to be a teacher is that I have a lot of experience in singing and performing, and I'm also just really good at explaining things to people, and I love helping people, so that is my credentials. Basically, like how I got this job, I was working as a server, and it was my full-time job, and I got to this point where I knew that I had something more. I knew that I could do something more with the gifts that I've been given. And so one night on my way home from my serving job, I just broke down and I asked God, I was like, hey, I know you've given me this beautiful voice and this beautiful gift of being able to help people and connect with people. So God, please give me something that gives me more of a sense of purpose than just serving, right? And there's nothing wrong with being a server. It can just be really hard sometimes. People can be really mean, and it can be very physically draining. And at this point, I had been serving for 4.5 years, so I just felt like I wanted more. So I asked God. I broke down, and I really was vulnerable. And I hadn't really done that before this. I hadn't really got to the point where I really just called out to God and was like, help. And you know what? I might have, but not in this way, right? I sat in my car and I cried, and I really opened up, and I let my guard down, which is really hard for me to do. And yeah, I just cried about it. Really hard, really raw, And the next day, I go to my serving job, and I was a little bit sad because I was like, just kind of in that same mindset of I'm worth more, But anyways, I had forgot about it really. And as I'm serving, somebody comes up to me, right? And for reference, as a server, you have to have your hair back, right? And I had my hair up. And I have music notes behind my ears. I have a bass clef on one ear, behind my ear, and the other is a treble clef. And so this woman comes up to me because she saw my tattoos, and she was like, hey, do you make music? Do you sing? Do you play an instrument? And I was like, yeah, I'm a singer. How'd you know? And then she told me because of my tattoos, right? And then she said, well, I own a school, a music school, and we're actually looking for a vocal teacher. Come in for an interview tomorrow night. And y'all, I was like, what are the odds of that? You know what I mean? That's so random, quote unquote. It wasn't random, it was God. I opened myself up and I surrendered to God, and I really truly asked for help. And literally the next day I was offered a job. And mind you, I don't have a degree, which doesn't mean that I'm not capable of my job. I think I'm a great teacher. But it was just crazy to me, right? So the point of this is that think for like real change and breakthrough, it's important to fully surrender to God in that way. And like if you really want something, or you really feel like there's something you need to be doing for your purpose, or you just feel like you are like in need of something more, surrender to God. Ask him. Like, be straight up, you know? And if it's in his will, and if it's to serve God and to serve your purpose, then it can happen quick, which I think is pretty cool. Anyways, I really wanted to share that story because I share that story with people kind of frequently because I just think it's so powerful and like so real. And after that, I really was like, whoa, like God's legit. You know, and he's not your genie or anything. And I know that. But like really seeing this just like opened my eyes really big, you know? And there's been other instances in my life too where like similar things have happened. But this was just so crazy. And I'm so thankful, you know? So if you're seeing this and you feel like you're meant for something more, or you're interested in like finding your purpose or working towards your purpose, just maybe try talking to God and being vulnerable, you know? I think it can really open doors. So anyways, have a good one and thanks for watching. Bye!